friends, this is Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Today we're going to make a lemon blueberry loaf, but it's going to have a streusel on top and a cream cheese filling in the middle. This is so good. I knew I wanted blueberry and lemon. I didn't know what. I was going to do a cake. Well, don't want to do a cake because there's not enough people to eat it. Cupcakes, well, that's a great thing, especially the way this is made. It's like, I want a loaf pan. So this one, and in the meantime, I get to enjoy it no matter what. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make lemon sugar. I took the zest of 5 lemons and I'm going to combine it and mix it in the sugar and let it sit, ideally overnight. I didn't do it last night, so I'm going to let it sit. In the meantime, I'm going to prep all the other things. I'll make the strudel and I'll make the cream cheese filling, let that sit as long as possible, and then start working with it. Here's a list for the lemon blueberry cake. Okay, that's where my eggs are sitting. So the zest, and yeah, you know me, I'm taking everything. This is really where the lemon flavor is. Yes, it's in the lemon juice, but not nearly as concentrated as this. So, and there's a couple of ways to do this. If you want to make like a lot of lemon sugar, you can take just the lemon rind without the white part, just very thinly slice the lemon, pop that in the food processor, and go until it's pretty much almost yellow. And the color will change the longer it sits. So this is all going to be incorporated, but the sugar is going to be flavored. And since this recipe is not using any of the lemon juice, which is kind of strange for a lemon dessert, but this has enough wallop. All right, so this is going to sit as long as I possibly can let it sit. In the meantime, we're going to go make the streusel. And here's the list of ingredients for the cream cheese, the sweet cream cheese, and the streusel on top. Okay, so you want the butter room temperature, a little give to it, but not a whole lot. The flour, the sugar, and the butter, that is it to a streusel topping. And then just work this in. And it doesn't matter. You can do this by hand, you can do this with your fingertips, you can do this with a pastry cutter, you can do this in a food processor. Whatever works for you. Today, I don't know why, but I'm really not wanting to use my mixers for anything. I mean, God knows I have them and I love them, but every once in a while, I just really like to go old school, I guess. Now, if you were making like a carrot cake or pumpkin muffins or something warmer like that, you can add cinnamon. That's pretty amazing as well. So this just gets into a crumble. You know, I'll just show you. Okay, so it's just it looks like it's dry. It's really not, because it's very the butter in it. That's how you know it's not dry. So this is going to be crumbled on top. And this is a very, very generic, basic streusel topping for your cakes and bundt cakes and just anything a little heartier than like a light, super moist cake. Although you can. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I won't. All right. Next, we're going to make the sweet cream cheese for the center. Okay, so this is just a 8-ounce brick of cream cheese, sugar, and a touch of vanilla. That's all there is to the cream cheese filling. And again, this you definitely want soft because it's just easier to work with. That's a no-brainer. The sugar and vanilla. This also is a very generic sweet cream for fillings. Perfect, man, perfect for pumpkin muffins and cupcakes. These two, the streusel with the cinnamon, maybe a touch of nutmeg, and this sweet cream, oh, forget about it. You just took your cupcakes and muffins to a whole other level. That's it. Okay, and before we start, we have to prepare the pan, and it's just a loaf pan. I sprayed the sides a little bit, and I put some parchment paper just inside where it fits, just inside the bend of the pan, and it'll be really easy to lift up. You want to spray the sides so that they will release easily. Okay, I want to show you this lemon sugar. It's a really pretty yellow. Go figure. One of the easiest things you can do to add flavor to cakes and goodies is to flavor your sugars and or your butters. Okay, and I am stalling because I want that cinnamon, that lemon sugar to just marry as long as I can. So in the meantime, I've got my baking powder and my salt. And the buttermilk in this recipe, it really is a great additive. You could use regular milk if you want to. I just like that little bit of tartness that this is going to give me. Okay, well, I'm going to do this by hand, not for any other reason than I just kind of want to. That's the essence. So I'm going to cream my butter. And the reason I put it in here rather than just, because I'm going to microwave this little bit that's left. And I'll show you a perfect trick for that. And this is really perfect and soft. Really one of the reasons why I'm okay doing it by hand. We're going to take this beautiful sugar. You know, I have to tell you guys, when it comes to baking, people do love to make it seem so intimidating. It drives me nuts, really. Because it's not. When you take one step at a time, you realize that before you know it, you're done with the product. So you made your sugar, that's done, you put that aside. You got your things measured out, that's done, you put that aside. And before you know it, you're done with the entire thing, and it wasn't the big deal that you thought maybe it should have been. That's all right. All right. I'm going to add the eggs one at a time, just to incorporate. And you're going to see that, I mean, this is really thick and chunky and clunky. Don't worry about it. As soon as you start adding the eggs, magic happens. When I had my cakery, I only ever used my hands. When I make a cake, most especially a cake, I only use my hands because it's a feel. It's something that I feel when it's, oh my goodness. I feel when it's done. I feel when it's ready. I know it sounds silly. I get that. All right, I'm just going to continue and add the 2 other eggs. Okay, so you can see how runny it is. I'm going to divide some of the dry mixture, add that in, And just before it's all incorporated, I'm going to add some of the buttermilk. And then back and forth. Okay, this part is done. It's really creamy. It's really nice. You can see the lemon zest in it. I'm very happy with this. Now, I'm going to add the blueberries, but before I do that, here's a little trick. I'm going to take the butter, I melted that, and I'm going to pour it onto these blueberries. I'm going to give them just a little bit of a coat. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of flour on it. Now you could have, and maybe should have, just used some of the flour mixture, but I'm all right that I didn't. So now that these blueberries are coated, they'll cling to the batter rather than just sink. And some people just coat the blueberries. Well, it doesn't really do anything. All right. And then really just gently fold them in. You don't want to break it. Break the blueberries, I mean. Alrighty, now the fun begins. Okay, so from here, I'm going to put a layer of the mix, a little bit of the filling, another layer of the mix, and then top it off with the crumble. 2.
Yep.
What are you looking for?
Scissors. Not even.
Okay, so they go in the oven, 350. It takes a while. They're dense cakes, so let them take their time. I'm going to put it in for probably 60 to 70 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So away it goes. Okay, so while they're baking, I wanna show you. I have a little bit of the extra cream cheese filling and the streusel topping. So here's what you can do with that. And this is really kind of fun, just to make this on its own, just like this, and get some puff pastry or croissants or something. You take your croissants from the store, you roll them open, you put a layer of the cream cheese filling, roll it up, and put some crumbles on top. Do an egg wash first so that it sticks. Put some of the crumbles on top and you're good to go. You can even put some of the crumbles, the streusel, inside before you roll it up. So you got your cream cheese filling and a little bit of the streusel topping on top. Roll it up, egg wash, a little more streusel topping. That's a really quick, amazing snack. If you wanted to line up some blueberries in there, you certainly can, or strawberries, or jam, or whatever. Oh, the possibilities. But these, I'm going to save. I'll use them again soon. Okay, so they're out of the oven. You know what's really funny? I didn't use any of the juice, but I smell the lemon really, really strong. Oh my goodness. Here, take a look. Aren't they beautiful? This is just so... this is the kind of stuff I can literally just eat off. Rip that part off and eat that. This one, yes, is bigger than the other. That's okay. Who's going to know? No one. They're going to do different places. But I have to wait. I'm not ready to cut it. These, I got to tell you, whenever I do make stuff, I love having my handles to just lift them up. Then all I'm going to have to do is get a... The pans are still hot, so I'm not going to do it now, but just separate it. Really just run a spatula or a knife through to make sure that when you do lift it, it'll come out clean. So this will sit. In the meantime, while it's cooling, I'll let it cool for about maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. I want to say hi to my two bakers. These two little girls, Brooke and Maddie. We met on a trip with their grandma. The three of us met just by chance. We went to Palm Springs. I was hanging out at the pool. They were hanging out at the pool. They were, gosh, I'm going to guess 6 and 7, cutest little girls ever. And they were trying to do backflips in the pool, and they were trying, and they were not giving up. I mean, you can see them coming up and just like exhausted for air, but they'd go right back down to do it again. And so I got in just because I got in, and I see them struggling, and I said, okay, here you guys. I gave them goggles, and I said, go underwater and watch what I do. So I get up and I do a really slow, exaggerated flip, and that was what kicked it in for them. After that, they were just flipping all over. Little mermaids, I tell you. So Grandma and I became friends on Facebook, and we have a lot in common. Christina, I still love you just to pieces. And her granddaughters, Brooke and Maddie, they're just growing up to such lovely young ladies, and they watch my videos. Thank you, girls. And I wanted to say hi to you guys. I want to, just make sure that I think about you often. And when grandmas and moms are baking in the kitchen with the kids, man, that's a special kind of high for me. So girls, keep up the good work. Your sports and your school, you're doing fantastic, and just yay, my little mermaids. Okay, 20 minutes is coming on. I sliced it up. You guys, you got to take a look at this. Look at the filling. You see that? See that earthquake fault line of the cream cheese and the crumbles on top? Oh my goodness. So I had these beautiful lemons, and I wasn't going to use the juice to it. So I took it and I made some prickly pear lemonade. It's so good. It's nice. So onto this though. Onto this baby. I'm just gonna dig in. You'll have to just excuse me for a minute. I didn't want to stop eating because the flavors just go so good. It's not terribly tart, and it's not sweet. It's really, really light. That crunch of the crumble on top, then the creamy cheese in the middle. These would make good cupcakes, muffins, a loaf pan, whatever's going to work for you. Get this made and get it in your belly. So good. All right, my friends, that's it. Until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.